Hello, welcome to the World Environmental Day. Actually, World Environmental Day is 5th of June every year, so it's an annual program. But today is a symposium to commemorate World Environmental Day. And this World Environmental Day this symposium is tagged air pollution. What is air pollution? What are the endangerment of air pollution? What are the causes of air pollution? What are the risks of air pollution? Today we'll be talking about a lot of things about air pollution during the symposium.
You even ask, what do you know about air pollution?
Exactly. So, if you're not here, I think you missed a lot.
Yes, it means a lot, right? And that is why we are here today to talk about air pollution, to know what is trending, what is happening, how to keep your environment safe for healthy living. Let's do this together. Keep it right here, because a whole lot we've got for you today.
So, say no to air pollution. Good morning. Once again, welcome to the Day Symposium that is to commemorate the World Environmental Day. And this thing is tagged air pollution. What is the way forward? What are the things that are endangering our lives? What do you think is a way forward? What do you think is a way out of the situation? So I have important guests today that will be talking about the way forward, the way out of this endangering factor. So, sir, what do you think is a factor that causes air pollution? We know you first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my name is Assistant Corps Commander A.R. Obagbemiro, the Assistant Corps Commander Operations, FRSC, Oyo State Sector Command. Our environment is polluted by man. Everything that causes pollution today, as we see, are man-made. And it is still we, human beings, that will correct the wrongs in respect of pollution. We are talking specifically here now about air pollution. What is it that we put into the air that make the air not healthy for us? Today we'll be going into, as we go into the panel, precisely we'll be discussing what are the things that spoils the air, what type of air is good, and what is it that is in the air that is not good for human consumption.
Thank you so much, Inspector Cop. Did I get that right? Assistant Cop Commander. That was really fantastic. You could hear that. So let me just put a question through. So can we meet you, sir?
Thank you, sir. I'm Sanitarian Ililadewa Hadidamola Olasukomi from the West African Postgraduate College of Environmental Health. I'm representing my Secretary General. As we all know, air pollution, today we are celebrating World Environment Day. According to the definitions of air pollution, what is pollution entirely? Pollution, it is the introduction of foreign substances into the atmosphere. We have classes of pollution. We have carbon monoxide, sulfur oxide, we have nitrogen dioxide. These are the air pollution is being caused by anthropogenic, by human being. And these things have side effects. It have negative effects, health effects on humans' habitats. What are the health effects of air pollutions? The health effects of air pollutions, it includes the trauma, the cancer. It have some effects. It have effects on human's health. It is carcinogenic. It is carcinogenic, and all these things can cause deaths, sudden deaths. So the only way we can prevent air pollution is to abstain, to reduce. I will talk on 4R: reduce, reuse, recycling, and refuse. If only we can adhere to four things, I think there will be minimization on air pollution.
Thank you so much, Senator Ilesomi Ililadewa. Thank you so much. I would like to release enough, but I would just like to put a question through to Mrs.
I'm Mrs. Adeoye.
Mrs. Adeoye. My question is going to be a little short, and it's going to be: what do you think we can do to reduce the risk of air pollution?
I think the solution lies on all of us.
Okay.
Because we've already know the causes of air pollution. We cause we introduce the harmful substances. It is a man-made disaster. You understand? So all of us, we have to put hands together. to solve this problem together in order to achieve a sustainable development and to ensure a healthier and safer environment for all of us.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Oyiwo. Thank you so much.
All right, this morning we've heard from her, and she has said one or two things what we'll be expecting. And of course, I still got lots of people around me. So now, thank you, ma'am, for all what you have for us today.
You're hello, welcome.
We're hoping to get more from you later on.
Thank you very much.
All right, so I've got some core members here, and they'll be telling us what they think, what they're expecting to do right here today, what they'll be expecting from right inside there. So tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Miracle.
So what are you expecting?
All right, I'm expecting to be well informed and also get to receive new ideas and information on what about air pollution and how we can basically solve these problems that affect us, affect the air in our society, and how we can make our society better, make the air better for everyone to live in.
Is this the first time you're hearing something of such?
No, this is not the first time I'm hearing something about air pollution, definitely.
Okay, so you really want to learn more?
Exactly, there's always more to learn, there's always more to partake for the good of ourselves and for the good of the society.
Okay, so if I may ask, why?
Why? Because knowledge is never too much.
Okay.
The environment is evolving, and there's more to know for us to be able to adapt to the present conditions and situations and make our environment and the planet better. So that's why I'm here today, definitely. There's more to know. There's more to know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Good. All right. Close to me, I've got another beautiful core member. Yes, I'm yellow to see. What's your name?
My name is Bolaji.
Bolaji. Okay, so why are you here today?
I'm just here to be informed about what air pollution is all about, causes sometimes, and how to prevent them.
Do you know anything at all about air pollution before now?
Yes, I hear about it, but not really. I just want to know how to prevent them and how we can make our society a better place to live in.
Okay, so you want a better society?
Yes.
You want a better environment?
Yes.
And here we go. All right, thank you. All right, so hi, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Honora Chizuroke.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a core member as well. So my PPA is in Waste Management Authority.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came here for World Environment Day.
Okay.
2019. It's supposed to be June 5th. It's June 5th, but due to the public holiday, that's why they postponed it to this year. Yes. Today. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So World Environment Day is a very great day. It's a day set aside by United Nations for awareness, environmental awareness and protection of our environment. So as of last year, their team, because the World Environment Day, they normally set up a team that will help to guide us know what we expected to do. Like last year was beat plastic pollution, and this year is beat air pollution. So air pollution is a very dangerous thing, environmental hazard that we face in our environment.
Do you know more about air pollution?
Yes.
And what are you doing to achieve the sustainable development goal?
Yeah. Air pollution.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, planting of trees is very tantamount. Yeah, I have. My PPA, we did that on Monday.
Okay.
I planted trees.
You're happy about it?
Yes, so happy.
Good to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
All right. All right. Okay, so we'll be looking forward to having some students here as well, because I can see some students in uniform, and I would get one or two representatives from one of the schools that are here present to talk to us about what they want to learn, what they are looking forward to, and what they want to achieve with this today. So stay tuned. My darling, good to have you. What's your name?
Ida.
Okay, you're from the school?
Rema Chapel International College.
Rema Chapel International College. All right, so tell me, why are you here today?
Our school was invited to this program.
Okay, so do you know why?
About discussions regarding air pollution in Nigeria.
Okay.
And how to eradicate it.
Okay, so have you heard of air pollution before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so what are you looking forward to?
To see air pollution in Nigeria reduced, if not completely, but well, at least to some extent.
Okay. Thank you so much. Also, by my right hand side, I've got a good looking guy. Yeah. So tell me your name.
Akwetem Lelua.
Timilulua.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, so what are you looking forward here today?
I believe that from this program, Nigeria will be able to find a better solution to drastically reduce air pollution.
Okay, Nigeria. Who are you talking in particular to when you say Nigeria?
We are Nigeria.
Okay, so you and I. So what are you doing to make sure that this dream come to life?
To make this dream come to life, I believe that my point to be able to use to reduce the problem of air pollution in this country.
Okay, so I hope you have your writing materials.
Yes, ma'am.
Just here without your writing materials.
I am here with them.
All right, so we look forward to a beautiful learning today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. So we've got other two students that will be coming from, I guess, Comprehensive Model College. Yes. Okay. So to my left, your name?
Chigide Ayodeji Gold.
Ayodeji Gold. Why are you here today?
I came to get awareness on air pollution.
Air pollution. Have you heard of air pollution before?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know before now that Environment Day is celebrated every 5th of June?
No.
Okay. So how do you come about that?
I just got to learn from you.
Okay, really? Yeah. All right, so more learnings to come today. So you're welcome. All right, darling, to my right. All right, darling. So tell me your name.
Lawal Olateju.
Huh?
Lawal Olateju.
Lawal Olateju. So tell me what you're anticipating today.
Oh, we just come here to learn about world pollution.
Okay.
Environment.
So are you fully kitted? Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
You have your papers and pen?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yes, all right. You're welcome. All right. So I'll be handing over to my colleague on the green carpet today, and we'll be doing justice so that more and more of people coming in, trooping in, they are ready to learn and ready to get something, take home something today. Air pollution, no for Nigeria. Now we've got the CEO of Alluvia Unique Concept, and this morning he'll be telling us what brought this symposium today. So good morning and good to have you.
Thank you very much.
So tell us what brought this.
The symposium or the foundation?
The symposium, the foundation, and the gathering today.
All right. Talking about the foundation is just this came out from my love to give back to the society. Okay. So one, to make sure the environment is good enough for us to live. Two, to try and help in terms of bringing down unemployment within the youth. And in terms of the symposium, again, it goes back to the love for the environment. Okay. Now, we see there's pollution everywhere. Most people don't really understand, except if you're in the sector. But the truth of the matter is deadly and it's killing. We're talking of about 7 million people every year. That's not child's play at all.
All right. So what are you looking forward to today?
We're just looking forward to try to sensitize people the more, get young people to understand more about this sector. You see, we need more young people in this sector because, again, our future belongs to us.
I can see you gathered students and people of all age grades right here.
That's right.
So why do you have to involve as little as junior secondary school children?
Because, again, they say charity begins at home. And then you have to cut them young. When we were growing up, they taught us how to be clean, how to be neat, again, how to be creative with all these things we now call waste. Because everything now we waste it, we call it waste. You get it? So we want these people to come in and see. We're trying to go back to the basics, try to see where we got it all wrong. And then we start all over again from there.
I see that you are involved in the government as well. And are they cooperating?
Yes, they are. They're really, in fact, Oyo State government is really cooperating.
All right. So catch them young is the phrase this morning. So let's catch them young and make sure that air pollution is a no-no in Nigeria.
Okay, we'll start at attention as we take the national anthem. Second stanza. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, God. to know in love and honesty to grow and live in just and truth. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. But I guess you were not sure of yourself. I expected you to, recite along since you had the mic.
I was.
You were, but without the mic.
No, like this.
All right, let's move on.
But you can tell the country came from. I mean, it sounds very well.
Okay. Yes, permit me to welcome the General Manager, 111112 Foundation, Mrs. Adana Kalejayi, for the welcome address.
Good morning. Good morning. Precious guests of honor. Our corpus of the great fatherland, volunteers, students, and everyone here. We'll call everybody environmental enthusiasts because we're enthusiastic about the environment. So it's my great pleasure to welcome everybody here to this symposium where we're trying to prefer solutions to move the environment, to create a better environment for everybody. We are here in commemoration of the World Environmental Day, which every year is being celebrated on the 5th of June. But today, we join over 100 countries around the world to celebrate the World Environment Day. The old people will say, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And desperate times calls for desperate action. So right now, air pollution has become a major concern to everybody. And in recent times, the threat is increasing. Everyone is going about their daily activities without recourse just to the environment. So I think it's time to look back and find solutions to the hazards that we create to the environment, especially the air. The air is everywhere, everybody breathes in the air. This symposium was put together so that people become aware of the fact that we can no longer do as we normally would do, aware of the fact that the air we breathe in is becoming polluted, aware of the fact that there's an increase in diseases and sickness around the world. I'm pleased that right now, young people are getting involved in environmental matters. Understand that we're aware that people have to use vehicles and other vehicular equipment for their daily activities. Industries have to continue production, and we all have to cook in the name of economic activities. But the big question is, are we still doing these things in the right way? If we're truthful to ourselves, do we love our neighbors and ourselves? Or who will be left on earth if we continue with these harmful activities? Sorry. Our activities are making the number of people in the hospitals grow every day. The planet Earth is crying for help. The need to appreciate the treasure of the earth is long overdue. The need to protect our environment, to protect us, and the future is also long overdue. So this symposium is a call and a great opportunity for all of us to put our hands in there to find solutions to this great threat called air pollution. And I believe that together we can do it. Together we can beat air pollution. Thank you very much.
us as friends of the environment. Friends of the environment. Because it is difficult to know who and who is here. I know there are people here from DESRA, the Federal Ministry of Environment, my friend there from Policy, College of Medicine, and I can see youth corps here, and a lot of youths. It's my pleasure to be here. I am actually here to represent Professor Oladele Osinbajo, who is unavoidably absent. So he asked me to extend his regards and wish you fruitful deliberations during this symposium. I think that you wouldn't have chosen any better topic than air pollution. I read recently that in the current trend of release of greenhouse gases than anybody can imagine. So if the trend continues in this way, all of us will die. All of us will burn up. All of us will burn up. There will be no food. Everybody will have skin cancer. There will be no water. There will be floods that will swallow everybody. So something has to be done. So you wouldn't have chosen any topic other than this. This is the hottest topic on environment as far as I know. So thank you very much for picking this topic, and I hope we will do justice to it. Federal Ministry of Environment is here, DESRA is here. These are the policy makers. As far as the country is concerned, we have to do our own bit. Quickly, we need to have a good background on some of these things. So I will talk about some major sources of air. Sorry, there's a mistake there, pardon me. That should be pollution. Major sources, adverse impact of air pollution, some control measures that have been put in place. Then there's conclusion and some recommendations. Simply put, what is air pollution? Air pollution is a presence or introduction into the air of substances with deleterious impact on human and the environment. What is air pollution? So if you are doing anything that is releasing harmful substances that will affect either humans or the entire ecosystem, either directly or indirectly, you are polluting the air. You are contributing. So substances that lower the air quality normally are referred to as air pollutants. And normally they are divided into two major forms. Though we have biological materials also that could be in any of these forms, but normally they are in gaseous form and solid form. Some are from natural sources, while others are from anthropogenic sources. Anthropogenic sources are man-made sources. These are the ones that we generate, man generates. And the major ones, the major gases are sulfur dioxide, VOCs, carbon monoxide, mercury in gaseous form. Let me pause here because that strikes me. We are all aware that all these bulbs we see contain mercury. Do we know? Do we know that? And we are all aware that most of the bulbs we have in Nigeria are substandard. Do we know that? When the bulb dies, what do you do? Who can remember where the last few bulbs that died in your house are? Where are they? Huh? Many of us just throw them into municipal bins. Many of us don't even care. We keep them carelessly, they will break. Let me tell you, we are exposed directly and indirectly to a lot of harmful air pollutants. Mercury is highly toxic in gaseous form. And many others. Carbon dioxide, radioactive gaseous pollutants, oxides of nitrogen, ammonia, methane. The solid form of it is normally in the form of particulate matter, which is from diverse sources. And then also we have the biological organisms, which will also come from natural or man-made sources. Just take a look at this. This is an industry releasing all those fumes into the atmosphere. And this is just one of them. There are several. In fact, the US is the highest generator of some of these pollutants, especially CO2, because they use fossil fuels up till now to generate energy. And then coming back home, many of us still cook with firewood, most times in enclosed areas. So many of our women who normally cook are exposed to indoor pollution from things like this. These things will be getting gradually into the system. You won't know. I will show you a chart later where some statistics to show the number of people that die from indoor pollution. It's alarming. People are dying. Cancer is everywhere. It's difficult to say this is what is causing cancer. So we have a lot of pollutants in the air. They are affecting us directly and indirectly, and we look helpless. Look at this. This is a car generating fuels. This is carbon monoxide that will react with the atmospheric oxygen, converting to carbon dioxide, which eventually will get up and form a blanket, which we will see later causing what is called global warming, and then several other ones. So air pollution is probably one of the most serious environmental problems confronting our civilization today. There's no doubt about it. It is. Air pollution is. So we have some stationary sources like bush burning, indoor doors, wood burning for cooking, CO2 from small generating states. Many of us can remember, I saw a story recently where a family of I think 4 or 5, it was on social media and it was real. All of them died. Did you see that story? All of them died because they owned this small, that was my neighbor, in an enclosed room. And then everybody went to sleep. They fumed from there because they were asleep. Once you have some amount of CO in your system, you will die. Because it's going to react with the oxygen. The body needs some amount of oxygen to be able to survive. So if that oxygen is cut off, nothing can survive you. Family of 4 died. And that was just one of the cases. There are several of them. We have power plants. You know, in Nigeria, right now, we are generating power using generator. Isn't it? Am I correct? Because they never went off. When I was sitting down there, you are generating fuels. That generator is generating fuels. Carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. So we must call a spade a spade. We must call a spade a spade. At this rate, all of us have told you, the next century, we all die. At this rate. Nobody will survive it. It sounds funny, but it's catching up very seriously on us. It is difficult even now to know when it's dry season and when it's rainy season. Rain started in, I think, January this year. Am I correct? It doesn't used to be so. You expect rain around maybe April or May. It's difficult now to say these are the months for dry season, these are the months for rainy season. These are all indicators of air pollution. It's catching up gradually on us, but it's like everybody's just moving around unconcerned. We also have natural sources like the volcanoes and wildfires, but these ones are rare. The volcanoes are very rare and wildfires seem localized. So these are not the major contributors. The major contributors are from our activities. Yeah, this is a chart I was talking about. This was given by WHO. And look at this. 3.8 million people die prematurely every year from household air pollution, from cooking. Household air pollution is mostly created by using kerosene and solid fuels such as wood with polluting stoves, open fires, and lamps. 3.8 every year. And then how do these people die? About 18% die from stroke, 27% from heart attacks, 20% from chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, 8% from lung cancer, 27% are due to pneumonia. That's the distribution. All these are linked to indoor air pollution. Other indoor pollutants that are often ignored are asbestos, formaldehyde, radon, tobacco. There are some hotel rooms, if you get in there, you cannot sleep. You can't stay there because they will be smelling, it's stinking with tobacco odor. So these are some of the sources, just a highlight of them. There are several of them that many of us are aware. This is just to remind us, it's like a reminder. So we have different kinds of sources that, in fact, most activities that we do, we release directly or indirectly something to the atmosphere. Let me ask this simple question also. When we drink pure water, what do we do with the sachet? When we take bottled water, what do we do with the sachet?
We dispose it sanitarily.
Huh?
We dispose it sanitarily.
Very good. Normally, we are supposed to separate. Those things from municipal solid waste. But in developing countries, typically like Nigeria, we mix everything together. We mix everything together and burn them. When we burn, and you know what happens? You are releasing them to the air. You are releasing thousands and furans, highly carcinogenic. I keep on saying cancer is in the air. My brother from College of Medicine will testify. Cancer is in the air. One of my friends just lost an in-law who died of throat cancer. We don't know what causes it. Cancer is in the air. It's from things like this. When the air is polluted, what goes around comes back to us to affect us. So I am trying to say all this because that sachet water, that bottled water you drink and throw it away, it will come back to you. It will come back to your brother, it will come back to your in-law, it will come back indirectly and can kill that person. So during the opening speech by the chair, she said it is the responsibility of everybody. Nobody is free. You can't say this is my air. So whether you are big or you are small, you must pay attention. Because very soon, all this will catch up. They are catching up already. They will catch up. They are catching up gradually on us. People are dying from pollutants that are released into the atmosphere. So the major effect, the major and pronounced effect is climate change. Climate change. Climate change is caused by global warming, acid rain, deforestation, and several other things. I just highlighted few major evidences of climate change, which many of us are aware because we're all environmentalists. This is just to remind us, and then we compare those. Let's check what is happening. This has been reported. Statements on climate change from 18 scientific associations. Observations throughout the world make it clear that climate change is occurring, and rigorous scientific research demonstrates that the greenhouse gases emitted by human activities are the primary drivers. So we are the cause. We are the ones who should our hands to kill ourselves. And then look at this table. This table is showing a trend. It's showing how the temperature, how the globe's temperature is evolving. It is on the increase. It's on the increase. It is on the increase. So, and it has been reported that the 5 warmest years are the 5 most recent years. This is 2000 and what? This is 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 20 what? 15. So what I'm saying is that from 2014 till now are the most warmest year. That means the trend is on the increase. So something needs to be done. So these are some of the evidences. Rising temperatures. We have the upper surfaces of our oceans are warming up. We have shrinking ice sheets. We have glacier that is retreating. You can see the picture there. Most places to go to, there are some of these very high mountains like Everest and Kilimanjaro. When you go there, you see glaciers there, something like ice. They are shrinking because the globe is warming up. They are absorbing heat and they are melting away. And these are the things that are creating a natural balance. God put all those things there for a purpose, to create a natural balance. But if from our activities we're increasing the global temperature, and this is warming, up, then something is wrong. Decreasing snow cover, global sea rise. We have extreme events. Now we hear of different kinds of tsunamis. You know, you will even know there are times they will report that look, this is somewhere, it's coming to us, you are helpless. There's nothing that no matter how sophisticated they are. That's happening in the US and several other places. Well, the concept of global warming, we're all environmentalists. We should be aware. The concept is simple. When you normally, naturally, there is a balance. There's a balance. We need carbon dioxide. There must be some amount of carbon dioxide for us to even live. Because the plants need carbon dioxide for what? For photosynthesis. We give it out, the plants are supposed to take it. So there is supposed to be a natural balance. But by the time we are releasing more of these gases, especially CO2, it will create a disbalance from what is natural. And there's a tendency of these gases covering the Earth's the Earth crust, so that the heat, the radiation that is supposed to naturally escape into the atmosphere is trapped and it bounces back to us. That is what is causing the globe to warm gradually. And the thicker that layer is, the more of this heat that will come back. And if this continues, the heat will continue to increase and increase and increase, and at a point, we will not be able to bear it. These are all statistics on global warming. You can have this data and then these can react with the ozone, thereby depleting it. So it was discovered, I think, in the 80s, and the people that discovered a hole over the Arctic region, a big hole where the intensity of the sun around that vicinity was far higher than the other places. So, as a kind of conclusion, all hands need to be on deck. The government has a part to play. DESRA is here. We need laws. We need laws that can guide some of these things. Lagos is trying. In Lagos, you dare not throw anything outside They even have mobile banks now. They will get you there, you pay a fine. So anybody, when you get to Lagos, mobile cards, you will sit up. We need that all over the country. It will help in a way. We need some laws to push some of these things. Scientific effort. We need some more research also to look for ways of trapping carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Even businesses. We need eco-friendly materials, more eco-friendly materials. Agriculture, use eco-friendly insecticides and the rest. It will help. Environmentalists and then individuals. Individuals is you and I. Let us adopt the Chinese style. Most of them use bicycles. If you use a bicycle, the bicycle does not emit. And then there are some homes that are quite comfortable. You find a daughter, wife, husband going to the same, but is carrying a car. It's not supposed to be so. Why can't you go in one car? Because the more cars you use, the more you release some of these things. And then why can't we adopt good public transport system? If you go to the car park there, you find a lot of cars there. Why can't we have one good bus at the gate? When you come, everybody joins. These are some of the efforts that, and then where you need to walk. Don't use a car. So it is real. The climate is changing and it's catching up very fast at us. Everybody has to sit up. I would like to use this to conclude. The way God made us and nature is this type of relationship. The egret and the crocodile. They are at peace. They are at peace. Nothing can happen between both of them. So if our endeavors are environmentally sustainable, our relationship with our environment will be in this way. But if you disturb this crocodile, this is us. This is us. You can imagine where this is the stuff the crocodile. It will swallow it. So let's have this in mind. Thank you very much.
Auntie Yellow. I know the students here will understand. They call me Yellow because I'm a happy child. I'm always happy and I love people around me to be happy. Yellow is a happy color, so it deals with happiness. I work in a station where we promote happiness, 32 FM, and that's the laughter station in Oyo State. So, that is where the laughter is coming from, where the yellowish part of me is coming from. Okay, so we are moving to the segment where we'll have... Hello? Okay. We are moving to the segment where we'll have the first session that will be inviting our okay, so this is the panel session where we invite the panelists, and I will call forward first. We are all in. The mic is okay. All right. So I will invite forward to the seat where we have the sector commander, FRSC, or your state command, the representative, and that's in person of the assistant corps commander, ACC, AR, Obagbero. Please put your hands together for him as he comes. I also invite forward Mr. Paul O'Callaghan, West African Energy. Please, if you want to clap, clap. If you don't want to clap, keep the claps. I will beg you to clap. Thank you. Also, I want to invite forward Mr. John Oyewole, EHO, Oyo State Ministry of Environment, duly represented by Mr. Jimo OS. Please come forward. All right. Also, I invite, yes, I said earlier, my name is Oluwatoyi Salau, and I'm inviting forward another Mr. Salau, though we are not from the same state, but I can adopt him as probably my uncle. All right, Mr. Salau Olaniyi. Yes, he's here from the Ministry of Environment. Please come forward. Also, the last on the list, but not the least, we are all special and equal before the Lord. I will call forward Dr. Oluwaseun Akinyemi, a consultant, public health physician, and senior lecturer at University of Ibadan. Please put your hands together for him. All right, those are my panelists, and I would also like to inform us that if you have any questions for them, before then, I'll just like you, based on all what you've heard, if you have any question, you can write in a sheet of paper, please, and pass them forward. I have some questions for them, and I will be asking them. But before asking them the questions, I will be talking about them briefly, the people we have right here. Okay, so I like to look at my panelists. I like to look them. I like to be close to them. So I don't know how you're going to, maybe I will not use the mic because I don't know, the mic is breaking and I don't want any transmission. Okay. Let's do it this way. The Oyo State Sector Commander was posted to Oyo State sometime last month, and we have the representative here in person of Assistant Corps Commander, ACC, AR Obagbero. in row. You're welcome, sir. I've got some questions for you here. Briefly, just before I start asking the questions, I would like to also talk about all the panelists this morning. Also, I've got the CEO of West African Energy here, Paul O'Callaghan. And I'd like to ask also, but before then, he's the CEO of West African Energy Nigeria. He's a senior professional with extensive international experience. All right? He has particular interest in developing economies and a special interest in the ECOWAS region. Am I correct? Okay, good. He writes, he speaks, and he comments on region regularly. He was awarded MBA from Cranfield School of Management. Please put your hands together for him as well. Thank you. Okay, I've got Mr. John Oyewo, EHO, Oyo State Ministry of Environment. Okay, Oyewo, I beg your pardon. Yes, okay, all right, so we have his representative here. We also, that is from the Ministry of Environment. We have Mr. Jimo OS, that's his representative. Please put your hands together for him as well. All right, that's the Deputy Director, Environmental Health Services and Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. And he has consulted for many international organizations as well. And not just that, moving forward, I've got Mr. Salau Olaniyi from Environmental Beautification Department, Oyo State, right? And also, he's here present, though, okay, I said that earlier, he's the Deputy Director, Environmental Health Services, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. Welcome. Please put your hands together for him as well. Now, Dr. Oluwaseun Akinyemi, consultant. He's a consultant, public health physician, and senior lecturer at UI. He's also interested in health system and implementation research. His specialty includes health policy analysis, health system research, mental health. He was a consultant for WHO. And that's in 2012, and he has consulted for many international organizations. Also, I'd like you to put your hands together for him. Thank you. Now, I'll kickstart with the last person. I called his name. That's Dr. Oluwaseun Akinyemi. According to WHO, air pollution accounts for 7 million deaths per year. Would like you to talk to us more about that. I need another mic for him.
Also thank our Deputy Governor for finding time to join us for this symposium. Now, about the question, about approximately 7 million deaths every year, just like our presenter, as earlier said, air pollution can affect any part of the system, mostly through the lungs, through the respiratory system, any part of the human system. And children and women have been shown to be most affected. Why? Because children, the system is still, especially through pneumonia, and women in many rural areas, we know that people still cook through firewood, and then the fumes are inhaled a lot, especially in kitchens that are enclosed and all. And through skin cancers, when soot fall on human, and I like to say that it is a very serious problem. Of course, from place to place, it differs. In some Asian countries, they go around even with masks. I even watch a documentary where people buy pure hair, purified hair, to pipe into their homes, and that's it. The place we should not get to, where we begin to buy hair, just like we buy water. While I was growing up, you know that when you go to a canteen, it's a given. When you buy food, you are given water, isn't it? We don't talk about pure water. But got to a time when you buy food, you must buy water. I hope we don't get to a place where we need to buy air at home, not in the hospital. You know, we talk about oxygen in the hospital, but in some countries, they now buy air because the environment is so polluted. And there are many areas, there are many ways this is affecting us. I've talked about children, I've talked about women, but what are the other areas, just like the presenter has said, especially at the household level, where we have, like we said, burning of refuse. In many places, especially developing countries like ours, we still practice open burning. We do open burning for refuse. And what happens there? There are many hazards. We just transform the waste from solid to gaseous, and then we all inhale it. And these are, just to summarize, that air pollution can affect almost all the system. Because when air is inhaled, toxins are inhaled through the lungs, they go to the liver, because the liver deals with breaking down of the toxins, and with accumulation, it can also affect the liver. And sometimes when people work in factories, for example, cement factories, or factories where a lot of particles or aerosols are produced, it can settle on the skin. And long term, we can talk about skin cancers and other forms of cancer. So there is actually no system that is fair, that actually affect every part of the system long term. So that's why we can say prevention is better than cure.
Okay, thank you very much. Please put your hands together for you. Now, I would also like to ask you, based on what you have said,
you've said so much. You talked about the pollution, how we should manage it. Now, talking about air pollution, the way forward. What exactly is the way forward? What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to curb it? What are we supposed to look into? What are we supposed to do? Can we as individuals, can we pollute the air? Not industry this time around. Can we as individual pollute the air? And how do we curb air pollution?
Thank you very much. I think the theme for this symposium is the way forward. I'd like to quickly run through. I would like to categorize this way forward, the solution, according to the problem. When we're talking about waste generated in homes, I believe that the way forward is to practice, we call it the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Yes, we need to start from source. We need to reduce the waste that we produce. Many of the things that we throw away, that we can use again. Many of us, every time we buy bread, we ask for nylon bag, isn't it? And in our homes, we have piles of nylon bag that we don't even know what to do. Why don't you take the old ones to the store and reuse? And what about recycling? I love this tire design. This is what we're talking about. Many of these tires are littering our streets and they are constituting nuisance. But this has been transformed into a work of art. These are things we should promote and we should do more of it. Now, transportation is another means of air pollution. Look at our roads. You see rickety vehicles and fumes. Now, I'm happy that the federal safety people are here. I remember the last time I went to take roadworthiness. I was telling the officers at the licensing office, you are collecting roadworthiness money from me. You did not even go out to check my car, whether it is roadworthy. It seems, and I say this with all respect, that it seems sometimes that the government is interested in revenue generation rather than, because no officer went out. Ideally, cars should have been subjected to what? Roadworthiness tests. I believe that's the purpose for the money. But what do? We just pay and people give you sticker. Nobody even goes to, so you can call and get the sticker without your car even being examined. So many cars we have on our road are not roadworthy. They are polluting the air. Sometimes when you want to overtake some vehicles, the fume they release, you won't even see the front. You have to put on your headlamp to be able to go through. in the thick of the fumes. So this is what we are talking about. We need to enforce our regulations. What about household level agriculture? We talked about agriculture as the main source of greenhouse gases, methane and all that. Many of these what we call dung from livestock can be used to make biogas, rather than allowing all these things to release this waste in the air. We can actually use them for cleaner energy, which will, for example, we are talking about electricity. We can use it to cook. Yes, we can use it to cook, and rather than burning fossil fuel, bringing down trees, which will even worsen our environmental situation. These are ideas that we can explore, and these things are not far-fetched. What about our industry? We're talking about all industry now run. I took my students to one industry some years ago, and they told us that they don't even connect to the national grid because of this process cannot be stopped. So what they do, they just run on generators from morning till evening. So how do we ensure that one, we have more stable power supply, or that we use cleaner energy? We have wind, we can invest in what do we call it? Yeah, wind farms and all that, solar panels at a large scale level, and we can use this for industry. But I believe that at the home level, at the individual level, we need a lot of education. We're talking about people littering, throwing things out of the car. We need a lot of education as well as enforcement. But we need to start with education before we go to enforcement.
All right, thank you so much for that. I know all right, you want to clap for him? Please help us put your hands together for him. Thank you so much for that. I have a lot of questions for you, but if we continue this way, we'll not leave here. All right? But he has just alleged a part of the government that they aren't doing what they are supposed to do. It's an allegation. You are here to speak for the government. So please, Mr. I would say the representative of the commander, so Mr. Commander, SSC, AR Obagero, please respond to that. Is it true that it's all about the money?
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor in our midst. Good morning, everybody. I want to say what happened to him out there is what is called Nigerian factor. It is not supposed to be so, and it is not designed to be so.
Okay, please, what do you mean when you say Nigerian factor?
Yes, Nigerian factor. Please help me make it sharp. And the man helps the number one, helps number two. The number three is assumed to need that fast, which is wrong. You and I are the problems we are facing. I should be sincere with you. If you want it thoroughly done, or you agree to it being thoroughly done, the man that is assisting you to cut corners wouldn't find a leeway into doing that. It has to do with you and I. We all are involved.
Okay, but I believe if you're persistent and you insist that you aren't going to do it, nobody would ask you to do it by force. So it's a thing of choice.
I should be sincere with you. By the time you insist with one or two, the next thing you receive a call from up there. It's from ministry of this, from this. Eventually you have to pay. But I should tell you, it is not the proper thing. It is not the proper thing. I should say that all of us should stand to the truth and be sincere. If we are all sincere, we want it properly done. The people that you are helping or that you are requesting to assist you are not getting it right. And by not getting it right, it evolves and the effect is on you and I. It is only one he that is attending to 100 us. So out of the 100, we have 99 infringed and only one him that is piloting this. Who then is in trouble? All of us.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for him. He tried. All right. Now, to your question proper. That question I asked you came from the
leading question I asked him, the answers he gave me, yes. So now to your questions. I've got some questions for you here. Environmental issues in Oyo State have been attributed to low level of awareness amongst her residents. What is your department doing to raise awareness on air pollution, its effects and prevention?
Thank you very much. In Oyo, this is a federal agency. We cut across all the states in the federation, and I should tell you that all over we involve in enlightenment. We enlighten our road users and the public in general. What we do is we organize rallies in motor, because we cannot reach everybody on the air. It's not everybody that listens to radio, and if you listen to radio, it's not all the stations you listen to at the same time. So we carry our evangelism to them at the parks.
Okay,
we talk to them.
All right. So apart from checking particulars, vehicles, what is the organization doing to curb and minimize pollution from the exhaust pipes of cars?
Yes, thank you very much. I should tell you that it's not only enforcement that we're involved in. We are into regulations. We create the regulation. We tell the government, let us go into this. And that is why among the offenses that vehicles, that road users commit, there's one called ESE, excessive smoke emission, which you mentioned. I should tell you, it's more among trucks and broken down cars. We apprehend them, but I should tell you that we cannot catch everybody at once. So the ones that come into our hands, the ones that we are able to pick, we apprehend, and we will make the individual or the owner of that vehicle, please correct this before you leave our premises.
Okay, I feel there should be a follow-up after that, of which you book them. When you catch them, you book them. After booking them, they go and pay and get their car back and put it on the same road.
Sorry, let me explain properly. What we do is this: we apprehend and impound excessive smoke emission. We don't allow you to go because it is a danger to road users. If we allow you, the next accident may be caused by this very individual. So what we do is we apprehend excessive smoke. It is an impoundment offense. It's not an offense that we say, if you don't have a driver's license, we can say, go and do your driver's license, come and collect your vehicle, go and do your vehicle paper, you can still drive without all those ones. But with excessive smoke, we don't allow you to move away from our site, and we will instruct you to repair or correct that, which is done. But it is not as many. I'll tell you, we may not see the effect because how many road safety officers do we have in Oyo State? How many do we have in Nigeria? We are this few, and this few we are to serve. Like in this hall now, we have in hundreds of people, and how many are we? About 3 or 4. We can see how few we are, and the little we are in number, we make effects. So we make you to correct that wrong in our premises. That's why it is seen that we are tough, and it is not that we are tough, but we are concerned with the well-being of other road users.
All right, thank you very much. Before I let you go, I have the last question for you. So, do you have a mechanism in place to inspect the quality of cars coming into this country, if they are environmental friendly or not?
At the point of registration, we inspect. We are not at the ports. If you import even up to right-hand drive or whatsoever, some people smuggle them into the country. But when you come, you know you cannot use our road because we will not allow you to use the roads. We are involved in road safety on the road. So for you to use the road, we must inspect that vehicle and be sure that that vehicle is roadworthy. And by so doing, if we see that that vehicle does not meet up the standard vehicle type approval, we will not allow for it to fly our roads.
All right, thank you very much. Please put your hands together for him. We now move to the next panelist. He's ready for me. He has the question I asked first that I intended to ask you earlier before asking you the questions I have for you here. How long have you been into this business?
Business of waste management?
Yes.
I've been in waste management for about 12 years.
12 years. Okay, so now, in what way or ways do waste disposal affect the quality of air?
Well, particularly in developing economies, it's the most visible impact on air pollution that you see. So, as we've said before, the burning of waste is the real issue. The smell you get from waste dumps and so on is actually methane, and that's methane is 22 times more hazardous. It's more hazardous than carbon emissions. So methane is very harmful, very, very harmful. But the methane comes from rotting food. So when we throw our food away into the trash, as that rots, it generates methane. But I'm not sure if you know, but the biggest emitter of methane is actually beef. It's actually cattle. The rearing of cattle causes more methane than anything else on the planet. Even in Europe now, they're going for cow-free days, where we'll actually commit to not eating cow for 1 day a week. And if everybody did that, that means 1/7 of the cows would not be eaten. So 1/7 of the methane would not be polluted as you're going through.
Okay, with all what you've said, do you think you're doing enough sensitization? And what is the attitude of residents to your sensitization, if there is any?
Yeah, I think, if I can speak freely, Your Excellency, I think the sensitization is a big issue. It's a very important issue.
Why? Why is it a big issue?
Well, because it needs to be done on a very regular basis.
Okay, so what is stopping you?
Well, when we do it, what was stopping us is the population. So in Ibadan, there's probably a population of maybe 3 or 4 million people. So getting around Ibadan to speak to everybody is very difficult. But if we look at the sensitization programs that happen, not just for waste management, we had our colleague here from road safety talking about his sensitization and all the emissions. It happens, it's very good for 1 hour. As soon as the bandwagon moves on to the next place, where you've left just goes back to the way it was before. So, although sensitization is very key, I personally think enforcement is keyer, if that's a proper word. So, it's about enforcement, not just about sensitization. There has to be follow-up. And with that is the problem of resources. You mentioned road safety as a resource. My friend here from the Environmental Health Officers, we have 13 allocated to waste management for the whole of Oyo State. Of that 13, maybe 9 are active and physical. Of that 9, 8 of them are about to retire within the next 2 years. So, and there's no follow-through.
So they're not cooperating?
Not the citizens. No, not cooperating. I mean, it's got better. I think the last 4 years, no doubt, I've noticed that recently Oyo State didn't appear, Ibadan didn't appear on the dirtiest city in Nigeria list, which I was quite proud of. So it's, but there's still a lot more to it. But let's think about it. We say Ibadan's dirty. Go to Jericho, it's not dirty. Go to Bodija, it's not dirty.
So why? Why is that?
It's a matter of poverty.
Poverty.
It's a matter of poverty. So if you look at places like Bere, Oje, and so on.
Okay, now.
I've lived in Nigeria now for 9 years, so I mention it very well. I can't get all the names right. But sorry, my pronunciation isn't the key here. So let's think about it. They have to pay for their children's school fees, they have to pay for their food on their table, or they pay for their waste disposal. If it's me, if I was living there, I wouldn't pay for my waste disposal. I've got a canal running through the middle, I've got streams running through, when it's raining, I throw it in the canal and it disappears. It's like juju. We all know that it's washed down the canal, and we can take you through the big canal, Bode Canal, and we can walk it, you can do it anytime you want, and see where that waste accumulates. It is horrendous. There are other places. The markets are atrocious. Now, the markets in Ibadan are the worst markets, are the worst offenders in the world. None of them pay for their waste collection. They all bring their waste to the street. And God forbid me, there's no toilets in those areas either. So the women are there, they're using nylon bags for their toilet. They're then coming out, putting their hand in the pepe, and serving up the pepe.
Okay, now I want to come in this way, alright? As part of your particular interest, one of your interests is developing economies, and it's a special interest, right? So I think some countries at the moment are generating income, they're generating money from waste management. And as a waste management practitioner, what mechanism should the government put in place to propagate and encourage the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle of waste management? And what are you doing to help
our economy, most especially in Ibadan, as we are the pace setter. So what are you doing in order to help our economy?
Quite a lot. So let's talk about waste to wealth for a second. So waste to wealth, in my mind, is an anathema. It's very difficult to get to that. You're not going to become Bill Gates. You're not going to become anyone like that from waste management. It's very capital intensive. The cost of running a truck and so on and so on. So waste to wealth is a little bit of an anathema. Can you earn an income from it? Is really the question, and I think you can. So we have set up a lot of recycling programs within inside Ibadan. We do buyback schemes for PET bottles. We do buyback scheme for pure water nylon, and they're very, very active. Very active. In our facility in Lagos, we recover from the waste stream about 20 tons of PET a day in the peak of the dry season. What we notice is that when Ramadan starts, that goes almost to zero.
All right.
So there's many opportunities there,
okay.
And we work with a number of
Now, you talked about buyback, right? I am hearing this for the first time, that you do buyback. Maybe you are not doing enough media publicity, okay? So I will help you. I work in a media house outfit, okay? I will do my bit. I will do my bit.
At what price? At what price? I know the bit is not free.
Yes, it's usually not always free. In as much as it's a buyback, right? I will let the people know that would collaborate. Right? I will let the people know that in as much as they have waste.
I'm very happy to collaborate. There's no problem there.
Okay, so
we don't do it all ourselves. We work with approximately 6 companies in Ibadan that do buyback schemes, and we arrange for their baling, their transportation, and we take it to where the sources of production is, which is in Ogun State and some parts of Lagos State as well.
All right,
so we're very happy for any of that.
All right, thank you. Let's put your hands together for him. Now, people, he has just said that Bere, OJ, and others are the this and that. I don't want to say dirty. We're just. And we'll get out of it. That's Bodija, Jericho, they are not the Alaluposta, they are not dirty areas. Maybe poverty, that's what he said. Now, you and I, we've just heard what he said, that there's buyback, right? So you tell one person to tell another person, that this waste, they can actually make money from waste. Okay, that we can make money from waste. So instead of littering our environment, polluting our air, we can do something positive and make the waste another source of income for us and better the economy of this state as a pace center. Please put your eyes together for me.
I want to, just to add to that, I want to set a challenge if you don't mind. There's a fantastic initiative that started in Lagos, where somebody's arranging PET bottles for school fees. And if we could bring that initiative to Ibadan, I think I saw it's 3,000 naira or something, the contribution was. That can easily be made a year in PET bottles. So I set a challenge to the youth here to set that scheme going. Not many schemes, get together, do one scheme, get together a number of schools, particularly the public schools in the poor areas, where we will buy the PET from you that you put, and we'll contribute towards the school fees for that.
Thank you so much. And now we'll move to, I want to move to my uncle here, my newly adopted uncle, Mr. Salau. All right? Yes. You're in charge of environmental beautification. You're from Environmental Beautification Department, if I'm very correct. Now, this question for you. Afforestation is said to beautify and aid in air pollution control. In what ways are you motivating the public in engaging and practicing this?
Okay, thank you very much. The Oyo State government embarked on intensive mental education and awareness campaign, especially on afforestation. We have afforestation, we still have urban forestry. In afforestation, we have one department in the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry Department, which engage on afforestation, like community afforestation, where every local government has set acreage of lands aside for planting forest trees. Not only that, the state government has embarked on afforestation along our farm settlements. Whoever given and holding in the farm settlement is about 25 acres or 12.5 acres. They are compelled to plant 20% of their land with forest trees. Now, in terms of urban forestry, up to 10 major roads in Ibadan were beautified with ornamental trees, ornamental shrubs, as well as ornamental flowering plants, so as to curb environmental pollution or air pollution. Now, recently, Oyo State government inaugurated management of open public spaces.
Please, hold on, please. Let's listen to him. Who asked him? Don't worry. Who asked him?
Management of open public spaces. We call it MOPS. Where we use the river and road setback to plant trees. We engage in beautification of all those road setback, and we also plant trees. Then, whenever we do this World Environment Day, we usually involve in tree planting every year. So all this is part of our efforts in encouraging afforestation. Then it is in our law, especially Environmental Law 2015 and that of Environmental Regulation, that whoever is going to cut forestry should get permit from the ministry, and whoever cut one should plant two in replace. That's a way of encouraging afforestation. Not only that, before anybody can cut trees in the state, there is need to get permit. Then in our environment, if you are given one plot to build your house, there is a certain regulation that certain percentage of that plot of land should be used for green infrastructure, where you should plant flowers or trees as ornamental plants.
It's in the law, right?
Yes, it's in the law.
Okay, so
yes.
What's the enforcement measure?
Yes, that's the problem.
Do you enforce?
We usually enforce, but the problem is the compliance by the citizenry is very low.
Okay, so what do you do about that?
So, you know, ego to lini Ibadan man fair. So, and when the government is too harsh with the populace, there will be problem again.
Okay.
So we take it in a gently manner.
Let's stop.
So I just want to mention something about enforcement. It's actually very important. I appreciate that you're all laughing about the lack of enforcement, but there are probably around, let's say, 1 million homes in Ibadan. How many people does it take to go to 1 million homes to check there are 30% of their houses is set aside for green infrastructure? The purpose of enforcement in any country, developed or developing or whatever, is to manage at the edges where people are not complying. The biggest problem I see in Ibadan particularly, and I actually see it in Ogun State and some other states we work in. We work in Ebonyi, Imo, Ogun, Lagos and Oyo State as well. And the problems are not too dissimilar. But like I said, the resources deployed for enforcement should only be checking the edges. They shouldn't be checking every single citizen to make sure you're paying for your waste bill, to make sure you set aside 30% of your house, to make sure you have a permit for chopping that tree down. We as citizens, and I live in Ibadan, we as citizens have a responsibility to comply with the law. And what these people should be doing on either side is punishing those that don't comply with the law.
Exactly. And the punishment is not coming forth.
Well, the punishment is not coming forth. At the moment, I can tell you now, from the EHOs we work with, we are swamped. We are swamped with people, arresting people who are not paying their waste bill, who are dumping their waste in the median. We don't have enough mobile courts to arrest and punish everybody.
Okay, so government is not doing enough, in essence.
No, it's not about the government. It's that we as citizens...
Government will be the one to enforce, right?
No.
Yes, we as citizens should do our bit, right?
No, you're missing my point. It's not about citizens doing their bit.
Okay.
We need to do the most.
Yes.
And what the resources of the government should be doing is managing those at the edges who do not comply. Not managing everybody who choose not to comply.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Salam.
Okay.
Now, I want to talk about awareness. I think the level, for me, I'm talking in person, the level of awareness is 0. People are not aware. You are not partnering. It's not all about money. When you say media house or media houses, they like money, this and that, you did not write a proposal to meet them and tell them, let's do this thing together. That is why we have media houses. We will be glad to do that, to partner. Of course, we run expenses. We have our expenses. But even if when you're supposed to pay like 3 million, we can cut it in as much as there's this CSR. We can cut to as low as 1 million. What you're supposed to pay 3 million, you get. So it's partnership. At least the million will stand for maybe the generator, the diesel expenses, and all that. So I think the agencies should do more to that effect in order for everything to work. So it will be, the blame won't be on the populace. All right. So secondly, the other question I have here, okay, environmental issues in Oyo State have been attributed to low level of awareness amongst residents. I just talked about that, and I said, what is your department doing to raise awareness on air pollution, its effect and prevention? That is another one. Then I would like to also suggest that maybe I know no state will take, I repeat, no state will take away the leadership position from Oyo State. We are the base setter, but it's like Lagos is leading. All right. So I think we should do something before they take over finally, because Lagos is beautiful. I'm tempted at times when I get offers to go to Lagos. I'm tempted, but I don't know why I love Ibadan. Even though I'm not from Ibadan, I'm not from Oyo State, but I love Oyo State, and I know we are pace setters. So we should do something before it's taken from us.
Thank you. Though, as you have said, we usually use radio and TV program for our awareness, especially throughout 2018. We use Fresh FM for awareness campaign, especially on environmental regulation and others. Not only that, we use secondary school in catching them young, especially collaborating with the Plan for the Planet. We inaugurated climate ambassador in some of our secondary school, where we train them on the use of plants and trees to combat climate change. And recently, the management of open public spaces, they also inaugurated the student cadet on tree planting initiative. And all this one, we are using it as a kind of awareness campaign. As you have said, in the Ministry of Environment, we have a department on pollution monitoring and air quality control. Here, we used to go to most of the Russia estates. We do emission tests and we give them emission reports on their test, and we regulate the air pollution in various commercial and industrial estates. So, not only that, any vehicle or industrial estate found wanting will be penalized by the state government. So that's our own concerning air pollution and emission control.
All right, thank you, Mr. Salah. Please put your hands together for him. Just before we return to the listeners, where you would send in your questions if there is any, or there are any questions for us here, I'd like to come to my
Last but not least, on the list, the question I have for you, Mr. Jimo, is that how has your ministry localized international agreements and treaties? I repeat, how has your ministry localized international agreements and treaties, Montreal Protocol, Vienna Convention, and Sustainable Development Goals pertaining to all pollution, pertaining to air pollution?
Thank you very much for that question. I first of all recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of our state, in our midst. And thank you very much, sir, and I appreciate your coming. Secondly, before I go to the actual question, I would like to shed more light to some issues on ground, especially when Mr. Paul was talking about waste management in Oyo State. Now, in fact, the main problem we are having with waste management in Oyo State is the issue of seasonal change of our people. Very, very germane. Seasonal change of our people. Very, very germane. Take for example, you have somebody from this town. They say, it's not possible. More like 50 naira. 20 100 naira. They were, and that was the tradition in the past. But we thank God now, the government is doing her best, and the officials involved are performing their civic responsibilities, their statutory role. The issue of waste management is being reduced drastically in our state today, and that is why we see most of our roads are in the standard mode now. So now to the question you asked, we have as a statutory role for an environmental trained, certified and registered environmental health officer. Our statutory role is to inspect household. So we start from the bit. So when you enter a building, we have standards, and we are the one enforcing the regulations concerning the environment. You mentioned Environmental Sanitation Regulation 2013, and at the same time, if you want at 2015.
Gone are the days, sir.
No. I'm coming. It's what we are enforcing. And I'm telling you right now, as I'm talking, my people are still in the town, monitoring the environment. And at the local government level, we have our people there. House to house inspection, very, very essential. And people are doing it. And that is why most homes now, people have a bit changed to the use of domestic gas for their cooking. And by that, we are trying to prevent air pollution. And very, very important. But the challenge thing is, you be our information multiplier. When you go home in your community, at family level, let them realize that the air we are breathing in is improving. And myself and you, we need contribution to make the air clean and safe. Because the environment in which we find ourselves is our friend. But at the same time, when we try to pollute it, it becomes our enemy. So all hands must be on deck, in which myself, everybody here present in this hall, will contribute his or her own for the progress of managing the environment and make it conducive for human living. Thank you very much.
All right, that's what I have together for him. Thank you so much. Yes, I wanted to tell you the other time that when I was a child, there's this song we used to sing when it's time for sanitation. We'll be clapping and we'll be singing because we know they are coming, but it doesn't happen anymore. That is why I'm saying that.
Hello, ma. As I'm talking to you, I'm not lying. And my religion doesn't permit me to lie. A lot of people can attest to this now. Honestly speaking, now our people are working. If at the local government level, they are still on it. Like For example now, hello ma. The government in Oyo State today, every Thursday of the week, we have special environmental sanitation. This won't happen because the inclusion of environment is a policy making body. When we have the flood disaster of 2011, specifically that happened on August 26, 2011, a lot of effort were done. So from that particular day, they have introduced special environmental sanitation in which all organizations, every Thursday, all organizations, markets, they must not open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. It was legislated. And the last Saturday of the month, we move around the city of Ibadan, nooks and crannies of Ibadan. We are not moving with that. We move and we make sure the centers are people.
All right. Thank you. That's what I asked for you. Okay, we are supposed to move to the question and answer segment now. Because if we continue this way, we will not leave here. I will have other things to attend to.
So, sorry, I'll be picking a random 2 or 3 questions, please. But before we go to the general public, I would like to know if the Deputy Governor of Oyo State has any questions to ask the panel. Okay. So, do we have questions?
Okay. Hello. Yes.
Okay, please. Please.
Thank you very much. My name is Femi Amosho. I work with our communications, owners of AIT Repair, and I will say I'm very happy to be here this lovely day. And I was actually jotting something down just as a way of contributing and advising, most especially the people from the Ministry of Health. And the threat is real. Use of 1 million for your campaign is not in order towards fulfilling this campaign. The best way is to support programs that is well followed. Buy into them, partner them. Then the good news will be everywhere. You don't just say Fresh FM. Sorry, I have to say that. Fresh FM, they have their followership. It doesn't transcend the whole of Oyo State. It's not Ibadan alone. Even some local media who serve the purpose. You have to support them. You have to know them. To be able to get to Iyasikira and Iyabose that are well affected. That is one. Then, from the GM of the 11-11-12, she said something that the earth is crying for help. Then if truly the earth is crying for help, I think the attitude put up the other time when you were laughing was not giving judgment to this. This is a serious business and it must be taken very, very seriously. The attitude of our officers at the ends of appear everywhere seems not to be helping the society. We must face reality. My generation might not be well affected right now, but my children are going to be well affected. And I need the future of my children. I am investing. Everybody is investing. Help us invest in the generation that are yet unborn. Leave a footprint that will save our world. Very seriously, and I think it will help us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Our daddy, we've just been told that our daddy would have to, and before he leave here, he would need to talk to us first. And that's the Deputy Governor. But before then, please, with all the questions, I will take some of the questions. And we'll send the emails of this panelists to you. We'll let the emails out so you can direct your questions to them so they will answer you. But I've got some question here. This one is for Dr. Akiyemi. Question is air pollution contribution to the burden of non-communicable disease. I did not get that, but the question, just a question, is pollution contributing to the burden of non-communicable disease? That's one. And another one said, my name is Rahimat Abdul Wahab. I am challenged and encouraged by Paul O. Callahan. How do I contact you for after doing my assignment as regards the pet recycling? Alright, also this one is, why is it difficult to enforce proper waste management in markets in Ibadan? Why do they still dump refuse in the medians? And also I've got another question here.
Okay, let me just this one before she takes it home. This one is saying, what is the research community doing with aluminium aerosol? Sorry, what is the research community doing with aluminium aerosol spraying? And what has been the progress, if there has been any studies? And there is one that says, how consistent is the conversation about proper waste management in Nigeria? And it says, what laws are in place to encourage proper waste disposal, especially in rural and poverty-stricken neighborhoods?
All right, so we'll take one more question from the populace, and they will respond to it, and we are done. All right? Okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I don't have questions. My stay at the Olympic Agency of the Republic is secretly ceased by the intervention of the government. But I want to share an experience of what we did at ONSAC, especially with working with the media. Most times we want to use the media instead of working with them. We don't identify them as allies. We don't let them understand the issues. We don't train them, but we come around and blame them. And we now talk about brown envelopes and all that. And I want to give you an example from the experience of ONSAC. We were able to galvanize media activity and engagement of AIDS because we had a training for them. And on a quarterly basis, we had a media roundtable that talks about HIV and AIDS issues. And we can do the same thing for environmental issues. When you work closely with the media, they become part of it. Therefore, it's not about talking about Fresh FM or AIT. When you gather everybody together and let them understand the nitty-gritty of what you're doing, they will infuse what you're doing into all the things they are doing on a day-to-day basis. To the extent that many of them in their institutions say, is it that Saka gave you so much money that you are talking about AIDS every day? Okay? I will give another example from outside. Yes, we have a weekly phone-in live program in Yoruba language, if you call it Wilele. We emphasize HIV and AIDS issues. And people can call in and ask questions. And we bring experts on this particular area we want to talk about, so that people will be able to change their behaviors. And that's why it's also where I'm going. I'm an environment enthusiast. If I want to pick something from the supermarket, I don't take their nylon. The rest of this is our eateries, our ShopRite, and all these people are doing a lot of harm to our society with the nylon. You want to buy one small thing, they give you 5 nylon bags. Why can't we go back to the use of paper bags? We need legislation that will protect our environment. You understand? We need behavioral change. You want to buy pen, you ask for nylon. You understand? We need to talk to our people. Waste management should start from the management of how we are generating waste. Okay? So I don't have much time to talk about it, but I think we also need to have a real deep conference about our environment beyond this occasional commendable commemoration of World Environment Day. We need to talk and we need to bring stakeholders together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for him. All right, thank you. So Dr. and Mr. O'Callaghan, probably you respond to that and we are done with the session.
Thank you very much for the question. The question directed to me is the association between pollution, air pollution, and non-communicable. Like I said earlier, we talked about cancers, we talked about non-communicable disease, talk about diseases that cannot be spread by contact and all that. So, majorly the cancers. And like I said, lung cancer, skin cancer, there is possibly no organ is spared. So, this is, has been shown, research has proven it that air pollution can cause so many types of cancers. And air pollution has also been associated with decreased production in agriculture, in farming especially. So it can also, on the long run, be associated with even malnutrition. So these are areas where air pollution can directly or indirectly lead to non-communicable disease. Time will not permit us to go into detail, but that's just the summary.
Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for him. All right. Yeah, you wanted to say something? Okay, you're fine, right? Okay, good. All right. With that, we'll end the session, and I say thank you very much to all my panelists this morning. Please let's put our hands together for Dan. As the right offhand. We should have the session. All right. So I won't go without telling you, without letting you know this thing I found about environment, according to Mahatma Gandhi. All right. He said, and I quote, that what we are doing to the forest of this world is the mirror reflection of what we are doing to ourselves and one another. So if you see the forest, if you litter the environment, if you pollute the air, you are not just doing it to any other person, but you are doing it to yourself. So let's watch it and let's make things work. Together we can achieve it. Together we can be great again. Yes, it's a great nation, it's a great country, and it starts with you and I. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Please, can we put our hands together one more time for the host of that session? You did a very wonderful job here, Lucy. Thank you so very much. And that is why the World Environment Day is actually referred to as the People's Day. It is about us. It is about us. It is about the next person. It's about the next generation. And of course, can you please put your hands together for our panelists as well? Thank you so very much. That was very educative. And I think we need to put our hands together for the organizer of the symposium, the 11-12 Foundation. Thank you so very much for your concern about the environment.
Well, I think it is important for us to understand that we ourselves are the environment. I know that as people, as Africans, as Nigerians, we are quick to condemn the government. We are quick to say government is not funding publicity. We are quick to say government is not doing this. But ourselves are the problems. I'm sorry, sir, we are quick to say ShopRite is giving line. ShopRite are business people. If you yourself, if they give you line, put it inside your pocket. When you get to your house, let's be realistic. Put it inside your pocket or your dustbin. We're not saying ShopRite should continue giving line out. Hello, we're just adding, we're just contributing. But we ourselves are the major problem.
All right, thank you. Really, to add to that, we need to start taking responsibilities.
For this, I'm angry right now.
Please don't be angry. I think we need to start taking responsibilities. Oftentimes, like you just mentioned, we're actually very quick to put it on the next person. And oftentimes as well, it is so easy. In fact, it is easiest to put it on the government. Okay? Not saying that the government do not have their roles to play. And it actually, from the last session, what I discovered is that we seem to agree with every speaker coming from the private sector. I don't agree with the government, okay? But I think it's good, The good news is that we're going to be getting an assurance here. Remember that Davido assurance? I'm talking to the youth now. Oh yeah, give me assurance.
Sorry,
okay.
I'd like to answer. Why I'm passionate is because I used to work for a waste management company in Akure, ZF Global Alliance. And then there's a lady in Akure, she's here, I just quoted her, Tony Joy. If everybody, Tony Joy, she's turning waste into soap and stuff, she's helping rural people turn their waste into wealth. If everybody in your locality, in your house, everybody in this house, without government input, you in your house, call your mom, call your father, educate them and say, Daddy don't do this, Daddy don't. I will not, when I drink sachet water, I will not drop stuff on the floor. I have never done it. Aside from the fact that I work in a waste management company, it's always inside my pocket. When on my bag, sometimes in my bag, you'll find nylon. So I think we are the problems of Africa. Young people are the problems. I think that we need to address ourselves. I think that everybody needs to be passionate about this.
Okay, we're actually supposed to go for the tea break right now, but of course that would have to wait for us to get the assurance. And I'm so sure that you want to hear what His Excellency the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Ralph Olaniyan, has to say about the issue of the environment. And yes, I'm going to have to give the mic to Mr. Lamai to do the proper introduction.
Mike, you're out loud now. You got to sing out loud.
Engineer Ralph Olaniyan, please step forward, sir, for your actions. Thank you so much.
Photographer. Who is this now? Excuse. Please. I'm not the only one here.
Ladies and gentlemen, what I'll start from man introducing me.
Okay, contact the yellow showcase.
As you said, you know me, I know you. Well, I'm not here to defend the government. We want to talk about air pollution. Simply, you are asking us to discuss Agbeta and Nebo. The havoc of gen sets cannot be emphasized. And I cannot, and I will not excuse the government of today in Nigeria as a whole. So, but this government that came into your state 13 days ago, I just want to assure you that we want to take the responsibility of a cleaner environment in our hand. We don't want to take blame or pass the blame to anybody else. In doing that, I'm sure we will be stepping on people's toes. In doing that, we will be stepping on people's toes because we want to do things outside the box. We want to do our thinking outside the box, where everybody, including me and you, and the government, we should be held responsible. I'm going to read a prepared speech, but I just want to tell us that we need to do more, both me, you, and the government. In doing things outside the box, I know there are various methods of collecting waste before, but want to go political to solve the problem these days. We will start collecting of garbage or waste from the world level. Since Oyo State is divided into into units, let's get them involved. These are the waste are generated from the unit level to the world level. So if we can go to unit level, world level to collect both, why can't we go there to collect waste? When we were asking for votes, we're not going only to the market. That there are votes in the market. So we should start leaving the marketplaces alone. We're going to the unit to collect, and say we should go there to collect waste. So please, let everybody here try to be the ambassador of waste collection. So, thank you. Now, among the things we are considering, somebody has mentioned, for
possibly he was able to inspire my mind. We will very soon, by the time we will have this discourse next year, when this government will be a year in office, we will be talking about how we are able to eradicate line numbers. I want to go paperbacks. I don't generally with my boss, the sensitive governor, we are both engineers. We don't know how to talk too much, but we want to walk the talk. And if you have ideas, don't feel shy to put it across. As we always said, we are not interested in you telling us what we want to hear. Tell us what we are supposed to hear. Because the society belongs to all of us. The state belongs to all of us. So we are not a group that take interest in circumstances. No. We want to do the job. Thank you very much. All principles duly observed. I would like to finally thank the management and staff of business group for inviting me to this event. And I'm honored to give this address. It is very interesting how politics can change human beings. So a couple of years ago, when I was in Ministry of Works, as a civil engineer, we were engaged in road construction, using heavy plants, polluting the air. Little we really know that we have to take ample response to the effect of polluting the air. The night has come to face us squarely. Every house was buying a better providers my neighbor here and there to provide alternative energy, not minding, not knowing the effect will come to us bare face. That is the effect of non-power generation for our people. According to the World Health Organization, air pollution occurs when harmful and excessive quantity of substances, including gases, particles, biological molecules, are introduced into the air atmosphere. It may cause disease, allergies, and even death to humans. It may also cause other living organisms. Both human activities and natural processes can generate air pollution. Major causes of air pollution are from natural sources such as volcanic eruption, gases, forest fires, plant gases, organic and inorganic vegetation decay. Air pollution can also be caused by man-made sources of anthropogenic sources such as burning of fossil air, operation of automobile, thermal plants, heating of plants, and industrial processes. The amount of air pollution generated from generators cannot be emphasized, especially the habitat labor generators. However, it's almost impossible to completely blame the users of these gensets, considering the fact that the government has not been able to provide uninterrupted power supply to its citizens. The usage of alternative renewable energy would significantly reduce the amount of CO2, carbon dioxide, being emitted into the atmosphere. That being said, because of purchasing this renewable energy technology equipment, such as solar panels, batteries, inverters, have become a major challenge. Air pollution causes a enormous burden on health, the environment, and national economy. It is annually responsible, according to the World Health Organization, 7 million people and approximately 600,000 of deaths emanated from cardiovascular respiratory disease such as cancer. Scientific research carried out by the World Health has proven that air pollution is the root cause of these deaths. As we focus on our effort to reduce the global burden of non-communicable disease, we cannot ignore the negative impact of air pollution on our environment. Even in the third world countries like Nigeria, where citizens live on less than $1 per day, it is important to tackle the air pollution because it has adversely affected our food security and availability at this critical period. Most of output of farms, I'm a farmer as well. I know how much what the output of my farm in per hectare in the last 5 years. I know what it is now. The output from farm per hectare is decreasing yearly, and not because of lack of enough fertilizer, lack of enough rain. No, that's not enough. The effect of air pollution is taking its toll. It's taking serious toll on our farming outputs. One of the most interesting characteristics of air pollution is that it has no boundary. If air is polluted in Kalancha or polluted in Gombe, people in Oyo State should not just sit down and say, it's none of my business. The effect will reach us in less than a month. So we should be concerned of what happens in other societies within our area. Public health is a responsibility of the whole society and government in particular. Government has to provide safe, healthy environment for the people to live in. Making progress effectively tackling the air pollution requires action on different fronts from the government, the people, and the society collectively. Our government will take proactive steps to provide rural electrification as a way of reducing air pollution. As a matter of fact, plans are underway to go into alternative sources of energy and to make use of waste management to produce energy. We want by next year, we want people to start saying Oyo State is on the path of being tagged a carbon-friendly or green state by using paper bags. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development will provide an inspiring and effective unifying framework to mobilize different sectors of society, stakeholders, for the participation in the eradication or mitigating of air pollution. Developing an accelerated integrated intervention in the energy production, transport and other sectors will help us to find and achieve the sustainable development goal by imbibing environmental behavior. Finally, I wish to commend this symposium organizers, the Ibadan business schools. Together we can reduce the pollution in our society. And thank you very much.